Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video and it's titled Plastic Surgeon Reacts to BBL Smell, Why BBLs Stink. You guys, I'm super excited as always. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
Yeah. Those BBLs be stinking.
Wow.
In order for you to have a BBL, you have to stink for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's the sad reality of a BBL.
Do BBLs really smell bad? Well, let's break it down on this video today. The term BBL smell, or the phrase BBLs be smelling, is going viral on social media.
Yeah.
People are claiming that women who undergo BBL surgeries smell bad afterwards. Is that true? Let's hear what some people are saying.
BBL smells is trending. And there are a lot of reasons for that smell.
So I don't know what he was trained in, if he's a physician, if he is in the medical field, but he obviously has some of his own ideas. Now, first of all, before we hear what his thoughts are, what is a BBL? The BBL stands for Brazilian butt lift. And this is an operation where you liposuction fat from one part of the body, like the thighs, the hips, or the abdomen. We purify the fat and then inject it into the buttocks as a way to enlarge them. We make little incisions in the buttocks to inject the fat, and then about half the fat or so will stay long term. And this is the most common way that people basically enlarge their rear ends.
If someone has had a normal size behind for all of their life, and then they switch up, and now they got this big BBL, they have to reach back there and really clean. You know what I'm saying? And if they're not used to doing that, they might not know that, hey,
because it's not natural.
Sweat differently. Everything is different when you add that much more meat back there. That thing can't breathe as good.
So I think he's saying that it's harder to clean back there when your butt is so much bigger. And not having had a BBL, I can't say for sure if that's true, but I guess theoretically that could be the case. It's just harder to maybe reach back there.
When you get a BBL, your ass is so...
You guys, I think I totally agreed with what the black guy is saying in this video, because it's totally different when you are born with such a huge ass compared to when you suddenly get them. Because when it is natural, you start to know how to take care of it from the very beginning. Because the more you grow up and it becomes bigger, you know how to wash it thoroughly. But when it becomes an acquired body from nowhere, all you know is how to take care of your regular ass, which was way smaller before, and now you have to now start taking care of this big behind that is very, very foreign to you. I guess because it is newly acquired, you might not even know how to properly wash them. And since you cannot properly wash them, it will eventually lead to smell, and this is why BBL smells. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you agree with what this man is saying? If you do, let me know also in the comment section, and let's continue watching, you guys.
It's so rock hard. Like, I could barely get toilet paper and like a hand between my butt cheeks, let alone like an enema. And that thing is tiny.
So there is truth here. When you undergo a BBL surgery, depending on how much fat is injected into the butt can feel real hard and firm. And this is something, you know, I used to do BBLs back in the day. I don't do them anymore. And even the ones that I did, I would only inject maybe 300 or 400 cc's into each butt cheek. Now, how much is 300 or 400 cc's? Well, it's about 1/3 to 1/2 of a 1 liter canister, or let's say 1/4 of a 2 liter. So we're not talking a huge amount of fluid. And that much was enough oftentimes to cause a butt to feel pretty firm and hard. Well, there are doctors who are injecting literally 1 liter or even 2 liters into each butt cheek. And if that's the case, can you imagine how hard those butts will be afterwards?
I think that girls just aren't wiping good enough or cleaning between their butt cheeks after they do the number 2 good enough. and that's what's stinking. So if you get a BBL, I suggest this to anyone, but I highly suggest using baby wipes to wipe.
So that tends to be the most common hypothesis of why BBLs smell, is that people just aren't able to wipe back there as well as they ideally should. One other option other than baby wipes, though, is to get a bidet, because that's a great way to clean your bottom without having to kind of really reach back there. But there are other theories that are being presented for the BBL smell of why this is happening. So let's hear from a guy who I think looks like a real expert at BBL.
And in the club, sometimes it do leave a little trail. You know, like we could be in the section, and it could be like 2 or 3 BBL baddies, and you wondering like who the hell got cheesy fries? You know, like, who got their socks out? You know, something don't smell right. It ain't the champagne. It ain't the Hennessy. It be them BBLs. And when they bundled up together, it's like a trash pile. You know.
I feel bad laughing, but I mean, trash pile?
That's insane.
And is the term BBL baddie really commonly used? This is the first I've heard of the term BBL baddie.
Not all of them, but you gotta understand, it's like physics. If you was a chick that was like, all right, 150, right? 150 pounds. And then you got a BBL. So the BBL made you probably like 170, 180. You're not used to that go around.
Okay, so if you have a BBL, fat is taken from one part of the body and injected into the butt. So you are removing fat and then putting it back in, and then some of that fat will once again go away. Your body will absorb it. You are not adding 20 pounds of somebody else's fat to your body. So if you weigh 150 pounds before your BBL, unless you gain weight naturally by eating too much and not moving enough, you're not going to go from 150 to 170 just because you had a BBL. It's not physics that way. That unfortunately or fortunately is not true.
You feel me? That hand to back motion, you're not used to that extra 20 pounds back there. So when you cleaning, you may miss a few little specks. You feel me? You know, I know a chick, she be doing waxing, and she be saying them BBL baddies be coming in with specks, and you know the thong was supposed to be blue, but it's brown in certain sections because they can't get that go around. You understand me? So, yeah, that BBL do got a smell.
I love how he speaks with such confidence as if he is an expert at this stuff.
As someone who's Dominican, I'm going to explain the BBL smell.
So it sounds like she is an authority on BBLs and why BBL surgery may cause somebody to smell bad because she's Dominican.
You guys, what are your thoughts on BBL smells? Have you ever encountered someone that did a BBL and did they smell? Did they stink? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let's wrap this video up, you guys.
The smell doesn't come from the butt or from the vag. The smell comes from the fat excretions that are coming out.
Do tell more. Fat excretions?
So when women have liposuctions and BBLs, about 3 weeks later, all the way up to 3 weeks later, they have excretions, actually grease, that comes out of their body, and it has a putrid smell.
So why would an incision drain putrid smell 3 weeks after an operation? The only real reason why is if it's actually infected. An infection is going to cause a whole lot more issues than a smell. Now, it's very common after liposuction or a BBL surgery to get a little bit of drainage for a day or two, maybe 3 days at the longest after an operation like this. You know, we get that fluid that we inject that will help to reduce bleeding that can kind of seep out through these incisions, but it's not necessarily fat that is coming out. And if it smells as bad as she's saying, then yes, you got to worry about an infection. That is not common.
So the BBL smell is not because of women's pH balance. It's not because they don't shower. It's simply because it's fat excretions that are still coming out weeks after the surgery is finally done.
Now, I know she's Dominican, but I don't think that this is true.
Okay, this young lady said, y'all be saying anything. BBLs don't produce a smell. If somebody stinks, it's personal hygiene. That is completely false and untrue.
So he definitely knows. And we're going back to the first guy in the video who said that BBL stinks. So let's find out why he thinks that these stink, because he seems like he is definitely an authority at this.
As a matter of fact, you see one of the side effects of a BBL is fat necrosis, which produces an excretion of the fat that was put in, and it smells. Another lady in my comments confirms that she had a BBL and had to wait 4 months before she could do anything because of the excretions.
So fat necrosis is a known complication of BBL and any type of fat grafting surgery. And essentially what it is it's fat that dies. Now most of the time when fat necroses, it can either liquefy and the body absorbs it, or it can actually turn into a hard mass that oftentimes doesn't get reabsorbed at all. But I have never heard of fat necrosis draining through incisions and smelling really, really bad. And if fat necroses, it doesn't necessarily leak out through incisions unless, let's say, there was some type of an infection causing that incision to open up. So I've really enjoyed all these TikTokers' theories about the BBL smell, especially how they present them with such confidence. It cracks me up, and I really got to give them a round of applause because that was a lot of fun. So what do I believe the BBL smell comes from? Well, I believe that most likely it's due to personal hygiene. And if it's not due to personal hygiene, then the other potential cause of a bad smell after BBL is an infection, which hopefully is not true because that can be life-threatening. Or maybe they didn't wash their compression garment very often. Most patients who undergo this operation have to wear a compression garment for several weeks, sometimes longer after the operation. And they wear them oftentimes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you're not washing that garment regularly, it can stink. So I don't think that everybody who has a BBL smells bad. And one good example of somebody who I think had a BBL, and I don't think she smells bad, is Kim Kardashian. And take a peek at this video right up here where I go over what I think is going on with Kim Kardashian's rear end. And remember, eat real food, use clean skincare, and auto-rejuvenate before you operate.
Wow, you guys, that was such an insightful one. And I'm so glad that the doctor debunked every rumor going around when it comes to BBL. Because like you mentioned, the only thing that can cause someone to stink is personal hygiene. And if the person has an infection, aside from that, there is nothing like BBL smell. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. It was such an informative video and I enjoyed every minute of it. If you guys enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.